attention, please. It's time.
That's way different. You talk different, I'm made different. Walk different and behave different. All different ain't the same different.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Straight Up TV. Welcome to Straight Up TV. I am your host, All Star, and she is
your Texas queen. Hello, everyone. Hello.
Yeah. What's going on with you, Queen?
A lot.
A lot. I hear you. What's the weather like there in Austin?
It was cold this morning when I left for work, like 40 something degrees, but by the time I got off, it was 76.
Yeah. Oh, 76. That's great weather.
That's the Texas weather for you, I'm telling you.
That's great weather. It was
hey, Shanika Roberts. She's the first one. You're our first one, Shanika. Hey, Phil. Look at the beast in there. Jennifer, hello, darling. DJ D Nice said, I guess I'm third today.
Should have been quick, DJ D Nice.
Yeah, you need to be quick on the grip. You gotta be quick. Hey, Tonya. I just love me some Tanya Black Mamba.
Is that Beast? Look at the Beast is in the
That
building.
is. He was second. Yeah. Look at him.
Beast.
Okay.
Nice. So we on Facebook and we on YouTube.
Okay, I'm clicking on Facebook. Oh my God, my grandchild, what is he doing? Mid-South Slingshots. Good afternoon.
Oh my God.
What happened?
Oh, nothing. We Gucci.
All
right, guys. We are having. Hold on a second. All right, so guys, we have an excellent panel today. We got the Sling Experience on here. Their event is happening this week, so I'm glad to have these young men and this young lady on the podcast first time. This is a huge event in Texas and Houston, so everybody knows about the Sling Experience. But today we have them on the podcast, and we're going to try to get all the information that anyone would need from these guys. So listen, if you're in the chat, go ahead and subscribe, like, and comment. But at the same time, if you have a question for either one of our special guests, let us know in the chat, and we'll actually see if we can get answers for you. All right. So I know you guys have some questions, so just keep that in mind. The main focus of this live stream is to get information. All right. So we're going to go ahead and bring them on. Then we're going to start with, I think I lost one. We're going to start with Billy. What's up, Billy?
What's up, everybody? Good to see everyone.
Hey, welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
All right, let's go. Let's get the big guy in here. Let's get Mark in here. What's going on, Mark?
Hey, what's up? How y'all doing? Good
Man,
afternoon. What's up, Miss Queen?
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, Davis?
Hey, good man. Hey, you're a busy man right now, ain't you? It's your turn.
I'm working right now.
Yeah.
For sure. Guys, I just actually left the event venue. I've been there all day getting everything set up.
Yeah.
And came back home and saw the kids and rocking and rolling. And now we're here to talk about slingshot events. How was your event in Austin, Miss Queen?
Y'all weren't there, so obviously it don't really even matter, huh, Mark?
Oh, come on. I'm busy with this event here, planning, working.
I'm very disappointed in Sling Experience, all of y'all. That goes for Billy, Dana, you. I feel disrespected. I feel like y'all didn't give two shits. I feel like y'all just blew us off. And I really don't think y'all give a damn about no damn body, to be honest. That's my opinion, and that's how y'all made me feel this weekend. Because I didn't even get a phone call from y'all. I got nothing. I didn't even know y'all weren't coming. If y'all knew that from the get-go, that y'all weren't going to come. Y'all could have had courtesy to call and let me know that y'all weren't going to attend our event. Don't say it had anything to do with the rain, because Space City Slingers came, and they came from Houston too. So y'all's rain wasn't that bad that y'all couldn't have made at least a 2 or 3 hour, hey, I'm here. It was total disrespect how y'all did ATX Showcase. Total disrespect.
Wow. Actually, I don't even have your phone number. I don't really talk with you that much.
You reached out to me on Facebook. You reached out to me on
chat, but I tell you, I talked to Roan quite a bit, and I guess he didn't let you know all the communication I had with him. So, did he?
He told me on Friday that you weren't coming. He said
right.
you. He said you, not Storm, not Dana, not Billy. He said Mark wasn't coming, and I found out on Friday.
Yeah, when I first talked with that this event was even a glimpse in anybody's eye, Ro had asked me about it, and I said, man, the week before, I support it, love it, share it, post it, talk about it, all that stuff. But the week before the event, I'm completely swamped and busy, and he already knew that. So, I felt like I was communicating to the guy that actually asked me about all this stuff. So, sorry that that wasn't communicated to you.
So what you do, everybody else do, meaning if you don't come, nobody else come. Whatever busy you are, that means everybody is in Sling Experience.
I didn't say. I'm talking for myself.
That's what I was asking. So I understand if one couldn't come, you still had 3 more bodies that could have came. So what happened to Billy? Like, Billy, why you didn't come? Dana, I don't know if she's still on here. Why Dana didn't come? Storm.
So for me, not only did I have bronchitis, which I can prove that, but I also own 3 other businesses and do have to work usually on the weekends because I own Galveston Slingshot Rentals, as well as Myrtle Beach and Gulf Shore. So the weekends are like my busiest times. So it's hard for me to really do anything because I got to take care of the money. Got to make sure we rolling. So I do apologize for missing it, but at the end of the day, I got to work.
I mean, we all do, but yet we all take the time to support what we want. And to be honest, Sling Experience, who the hell are y'all supporting? Obviously, it's the same excuse like how y'all did me this weekend that y'all do to other people. Y'all don't go to nobody's shit, but yet we all come and we support Sling Experience. Our word of mouth has made Sling Experience as big as it is. If it wasn't for us saying, oh, we've been to Sling Experience, oh my God, as fun as this, that's how y'all got big. That's the same with Memphis Madness. That's the same with any event that started out small like we did. That's how you get big, is because it's word of mouth and all of us are supporting y'all. But then y'all can't even have enough courtesy to come, or just common decency to come and support other people. This is only our first event. I've been to Sling Experience 6 years in a row. Last year was my first year. I did not go. And I did not go because I felt like y'all didn't support each other or support other people. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to give y'all another chance. I'm going to give y'all another chance. We're going to do this event together. Y'all going to support us. Y'all are going to plug us in. I even put y'all on our flyer. I put y'all on the end to say, when our event is over, the party ain't over. Let's all caravan down to the Sling Experience. Y'all didn't even do that for us. Y'all didn't start plugging us until 2 weeks. Until 2 weeks into our event was about to start. Y'all didn't even plug us at all. And my understanding is that we was making this event be a 2-for-1. We understand what we were up against having our event before Sling Experience. But supposedly your boy TJ and Rollo and you, Mark, all of y'all thought it was a great idea to pull people from other states, and we were going to label this as a 2-for-1. What happened to that? And if y'all don't show up, why the hell should have anybody else that showed up? It seemed like only Game Changer was the one that understood the assignment, because he's the only one that is still here from our event to go to y'all's, and that's what the assignment was. But then y'all didn't even show up. It's almost like I feel like y'all are entitled. entitled to have everybody come support y'all, but y'all say fuck everybody else. Y'all ain't got to support nobody because y'all shit is already big, so y'all don't need to go support nobody else. That's how I'm looking at it.
Okay, so we've been to the Alabama event, Maggie Valley, Miami, Dallas, New Orleans, all these events. So I don't know why you're coming at me saying that we haven't gone to events.
In 7 years that y'all have had Sling Experience, you just named 4 events. In 7
I'm naming cities.
in 6 years, because this is the 7th. In 6 years, you've named 4 events. That
I'm naming like
probably been to a little more.
I'm naming the cities. I'm not saying each year, each calendar year, what event I've gone to. I never even. I really don't understand.
Because this is how y'all got me, and I'm still fuming over it from the weekend. Because I support, and when I support, I expect it in return. Just like everybody else event, I'm sure they expect it in return. Why do everybody flock to Sling Experience so much? Is because we want to meet everybody and we want to see everybody that we haven't seen before. But if y'all are going to continue to keep on shitting on people and not going to people's events, and even somebody as close to right here, we are 2 hours from y'all, Mark. 2 hours from y'all. And y'all couldn't even give us 2 hours of y'all time. Why the hell should we keep on supporting people that don't even fucking support people that are right here next to y'all? Just like we made y'all big, we can also make y'all asses go away too by not supporting because y'all don't support us. Should we start tracking how many events y'all actually go to? And let's really see.
Hey, Queen.
Y'all don't want to do that.
Queen.
I stay local. I don't really be going to too many events. So I stay local. I got to work. I got a family. Slingshots is more than a hobby. It's my livelihood as well. So I do apologize. And I will work on going to more events in the future. So
I'll hold you to that, Billy, because all of us got exactly what you said. Cool. We all got families. Cool. We all have a career, but yet I still make that time. I have to spend that money to go to Sling Experience. And you know how much money I'm going to spend going there? It's going to be well over $1,000. So where the hell you think I got to get that from? I got to work just like Billy and Mark do. I got a grandson that lives with me, and now I'm going to give him to somebody else. So I have a family just like Billy and Mark do.
Are you a business owner? Are you a business owner?
I am not a business owner, but my job, I'm law enforcement.
So you get the clock in and clock out, right?
No, my job is 24/7.
Oh, so is mine. So then that's what I'm trying to get to. Mine is 24/7 as well. So it was difficult at times.
Hey guys. Hey, hold on, Queen. Hold on. Okay. Let's refocus.
All Star, I'm done. I'm done. I can't be on here. I'm not coming to Sling Experience. I'm not gonna fucking support y'all no damn more. I'm
bye. Queen. Bye.
Billy, if you start talking shit, Billy, you don't want my mouth. You don't want my fucking mouth.
I want to hear everything you had to say there, but I was just sitting here.
You're attacking us. We're not attacking you.
I'm not attacking y'all. I'm telling y'all how foul y'all are. If you want to say that's an attack, then that's exactly what it is then. Y'all are foul.
There's a time and place and a correct way to go about it.
And this was the damn time because nobody else wants to call y'all out. I don't mind calling y'all out. If that's gonna make me be the bad girl, then I will be fucking the bad girl. But y'all need to be called out on y'all's bullshit because y'all don't do anything for nobody else. And yet everybody come down there and spend all that money with y'all.
There's many people that will vouch. And, you know, I do so much for so many Slingshot owners. Mm-hmm. So that's invalid what you're saying about me, at least. So
the people in Houston, you do so much for the people in Houston.
No, nationwide, countrywide, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Mark.
Yeah. How are you?
Can you and Queen have a conversation offline, and maybe y'all can fine tune some of these things she's talking about?
Oh, I mean, I just got yelled at about not making it to the Austin event or something, not traveling. I from the very get go, like whenever Ro and I talked about it, and I was in Dallas actually when in October when this idea was even first told me, and I said, yeah, awesome, yeah, that's great. and people wanted to come and get this 2-for-1. And I was like, yeah, that's great. I support it. Everything. I call Roe. I check on him. Miss Queen, you weren't there when that conversation happened.
Exactly.
And I was
That's
like,
why I'm telling you what I was told. So I'm not saying that I knew exactly, but I know how we all advertise it. If that's not what you wanted, Mark, you could have easily backed out of it, but you
what? I'm
didn't.
sorry. What did you say? My computer made a beep.
When I was told about us doing this, if that's not what you really wanted, you could have backed out of it, but you never did. You never backed out of it being a 2-for-1 is what I'm saying.
Right. I never backed down on it. I kept it going the whole time. Yeah, you're right. I never backed down on it being a 2-for-1.
You backed out on it the day that our event came. That's when. So you never backed out all the way up until the day our event started.
I never backed out. I'm sitting here working on all kinds of things. Ro already knew that I wasn't going to come to Austin.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't back out. I think there's just a miscommunication there. I don't know why.
What I mean by back out is you didn't show up. So that means you backed out. Same with Billy, same with Dana, and same with Storm. Because you saying you had this to do because it's the weekend before. If y'all ain't already got the goddamn event ready, what was 2 or 3 hours out of your day gonna freaking help the event with? There's no way we work on events 24/7, 7 days a week. Because Billy already said how important he is and how important his life is. So ain't no goddamn way he putting all that time into getting Sling Experience ready.
No, I actually am busy and have been busy.
Yeah, y'all take breaks. And again, we're 2 hours away from y'all. That's the only point I'm trying to make y'all see. I'm done. I'll start. You can finish the show.
No, I was just going to respond to that and speak with you about it.
Hey, y'all want to do this offline?
Let him respond, All-Star. Let him respond.
Yeah, I mean, you said I backed out. I didn't. It was already clear in the conversations that I've had with Ro. I never actually had a talk with you about it. And I let him know that I knew how busy I was going to be that weekend, and I wasn't going to be able to make it out of town to come. The rain was even the reason. So I know that you mentioned that a little bit, but like, don't say that it was the rain. I'm not making excuses. I said it from the very beginning. Whenever they mentioned it to me, I knew I was going to be busy because I've been doing this for a long time, and I knew how busy my 3 young boys are, my business is, getting ready for the event. So I certainly knew that. And, there was even, just to make it like even clearer, like there was an open house at an event for a big manufacturer retail store that just had a grand opening. I didn't make it there either because I was sitting here working on all the things for the Sling Experience.
Did you encourage any of your people to go? Did you encourage any of your members to go? Obviously, you didn't encourage them to go because they didn't come either. So if you were so busy, Mark,
when you say members, like Sling Experience isn't a group. It's not
we
like
aren't either. ATX,
right,
we aren't
right.
either. But you know what? I bet me and Road travel. I bet me and Freeway, we travel. So we're not really a group either. But you know what we're doing? We're trying to put on a show. Therefore, since y'all want to put on a show, y'all should travel to other people's shows. So I get it that y'all are not a group. We ain't either.
Well, okay, yeah. So
traveling is important.
Okay, well let's focus on the point I was making. So when you said that, did I do it to my members? No, because I
said, did you encourage your
yeah, I've posted it and shared it everywhere and the same platform places that I shared it. Facebook is the do y'all have an Instagram for the show?
We don't have an Instagram. No, we don't.
Okay, so I didn't use Instagram, so I used Facebook. Where else was I supposed to use it? Do you have another social platform?
On Facebook,
yeah.
But you only did it 2 weeks before the event. But yeah, on Facebook.
Yeah, I shared the as soon as I got the invite link for the Facebook event, I shared it, I posted it, put it on my page, shared it. So yeah, I did invite everybody that I knew.
Okay, Mark. Cool.
And yeah, and
I'll talk to Storm since he's not here. I almost feel like he cowardly didn't come on here. Almost like y'all freaking knew that I was heated or pissed. And so Dana didn't jumped off here. Storm don't even want to get on here. Billy over here looking crazy and thinking he fits to try to come at me. You ain't ready for me, Billy, but you can try. You can damn sure try. Because somebody is trying to express something to y'all, and obviously what you think you're too good to listen to somebody's concern about y'all. Don't say I'm attacking. I'm just telling you what y'all been needing to know, because maybe you didn't know. Maybe y'all don't understand how much people are whispering that y'all don't ever go no goddamn where and support nobody. I'm still, to the life of me, trying to figure out why people even support y'all. But I was giving y'all another chance, thinking that y'all were going to come support us. But fuck it. Why? I hope every goddamn body don't come to y'all's goddamn show ever again.
Queen.
All-Star, you got it, baby.
I love you and I still respect you. So just wanted you to know.
I don't know why it keeps being said that we don't go to events, and I just named off since October 5 events since then that we've been to. So I'm not sure why that keeps happening. And it's mind-boggling. I don't know. I've never heard anybody talk like that.
Mark, can you reach out to Queen and then and have a conversation with her, if that's possible, sir?
I mean, it sounds like we just had the conversation.
Yeah,
she hung it up.
Yeah.
I mean, she obviously planned it to come on here live on your platform to that she's a co-host on to do that. I don't have DMs and talks with her and phone calls with her, so I hadn't talked to her. But Ro and I talk all the time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think when you mentioned that you did a lot of talking with Ro, maybe you and Ro and Queen neither have a conversation.
Yeah,
it's all about trying to get on the right track. So I think that cooler heads will prevail. And since you talked a lot to Ro can talk to Queen, and you guys can smooth this over.
Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, if somebody's trying to be mad at me because I didn't go to Austin this weekend when I've clearly already expressed to the one person that had talked to me about it, which was Ro, who I've talked to about it, on every one of these podcasts I've been coming on and chatting with you all about it in the chat when I can. I can't get on every single episode, but a lot of people from Houston did go to Austin. I personally, I'm sitting over here working and working on what I'm working on. Doesn't mean that I didn't support. I'm out. I was actually watching every live video when I could, commenting, saying hello, sharing videos, commenting on it, watching them. I couldn't. I didn't travel because I couldn't. I was busy. So I don't know. Tanya, I see your comment saying sounds like they wanted Texas to support Texas. I was supporting that. It was, I just couldn't physically go. That's why.
Yeah.
She never, reached out to me, asked me if I was coming. And I thought it's because I was talking to Ro. He was the one that reached out to me in the first place, in person, at a Dallas event. And so I did everything I could. I know that she left off she clicked off the screen by herself, but some of the last things she was saying was that she felt like Storm purposely didn't come on, or Dana's phone connection. She just wrote in a DM, "Hey, I don't know why I can't get on the connection." So, and then with her connection was upside down or something, I don't know. And then today is actually the first day of our event. Sling Experience is like a 5-day event. So, if you count today through Wednesday and Thursday, I just spent 9 hours at the venue getting things set up. So I've been working nonstop till midnight or 2 in the morning every day working on the event. People say that I didn't have time, but I mean, with my business, my work, my kids, and then planning for Sling Experience, I have been working until all night.
All right.
So
well, Mark, let's get into some of the show, man. Let's get into some of the show, because I want to hear some of the information that you guys are going to give to our Slingshot community. So definitely let's let's talk about the name Sling Experience, Mark. For people that don't know Billy, let's talk about the name of Sling Experience. I want to know how you guys came up with the name.
Oh man, Sling Experience. The name was just kind of. This is back, you know, in 19. I'm sorry, not 19. In 2018 or 2017, we were talking about like ideas for a 3-day event, 4-day event, because we'd already been doing 1 and 2-day events since 2016. And you know, I bought my slingshot in February of 2016. So you know, I'm 9 years in. I know that there's been other people that are 10 years in, but as soon as I found out about a slingshot, you know, I was all over it. You know, and just the name, I don't know. You kind of like think about like, what are we going to call it? You know, you could call it slingshot event, right? But you're trying to come up with like a creative name or a way to say something, you know, about it. And there was like a conversation, like a group chat, I think it was, and we were just shooting ideas back and forth. And you know, the experience was one of the words that came up at the end. I can't even remember all the other names because you know that was like 8 years ago when we were talking about creating the 3-day event. So you know, it was a lot of work, but we finally ended up with Sling Experience. And actually, at first, we just called it the Sling Experience because I think that the word "the," when you're pre-planning and you're talking about an idea for an event, like it was like in the future. So we're like, we're gonna plan the Sling Experience. You know, we hadn't had one yet. We had been doing 1-day meetups and rides and other things, going to like the bike rally, like Galveston Lone Star Rally, and we were thinking about those things. And then after a few years, the word "the" kind of got dropped off, and it was like just named Sling Experience. I don't know. Have you ever heard our song?
No, I haven't.
Go on Apple CarPlay or iTunes or YouTube, and the song is called Sling Experience. And you know, it's just you know, that's kind of like in the title and the like catchy phrase Sling Experience. You'll have to listen to it if you haven't heard it.
Okay.
But yeah, you know, we've been you know, building it ever since, you know.
Okay, Billy, you ain't got nothing to say about that, Billy? Because listen, the name sticks, man. The name is the name is fire because forever. So this is the seventh year of a Sling Experience, right?
Right. Billy actually was an attendee before he got involved with the planning.
Correct. Yep. So
Okay.
I wasn't involved.
After the
I
name
wasn't
came
involved
up.
in the naming. I was not. That's where I met Mark and Storm for the first time and saw all the lights and all the bells and whistles, and I knew right then and there it's gonna get expensive.
Yeah. So Mark, let's talk Billy, let's talk about the location. So do you guys have it in the same location or the location has changed over the years?
It's changed. The first year we had it another location, the first few years, I mean, but the last 2 years plus this year, they're at 7902 Mosley Road, Houston, Texas, which is right by the Houston Hobby area. Hobby is like the airport. So a lot of people know it by that name, and the airport kind of designates that area of Houston. You know, Houston is so big. You know, you got the north side and the west side, and you got all these suburbs and everything. But pretty much most people, when they know about Houston, they know where the south side of Houston is. Excuse me.
Okay, nice.
So yeah, we're at the third year at this location.
Okay, and
you know,
give us that location real fast, Mark.
What's that?
Give us that location.
7902 Mosley Road, Houston, Texas 77061. I typed it in so many graphics and posts and websites and all these social medias and everything like that. You know, it um, anyways, I'm trying to say, it's like comes up in the memory of my mind, like the address. Kind of surprised that I was able to say that without looking it up.
Yeah. Now, I want to talk about, if we can, sir, Billy. So the Sling Experience is a large event. So how many vendors? I mean, how many vendors do you guys have? Is this like can you talk to me, Billy or Mark, about the vendors? Because to be a large event, you have to have tons of damn vendors. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I can touch on that. Over the years, there's been a lot of vendors. There's certainly a few that have continued through the years. From even before Sling Experience. Like I said, I've been planning slingshot events for 9 years. And some of those same vendors that are at Sling Experience have been there from the very beginning, from the very first events that we've done.
right.
Before Sling Experience, I planned and built off-road events,
Yeah.
truck 4x4 rally events. Before that, it was bikes. And my profession, I do corporate events, galas, events, 4-day parties, national conventions, sound, audio production, video, lighting, and all of that stuff. So this is right in my wheelhouse to be able to run an event and the things that we do. So those connections with all of those vendors is one of the pieces of the puzzle that we work with to talk to people to get them to be involved. Obviously, like the first year we did a multiple day event, we were like, we wanted to get somebody involved that could help pay for the expenses. The expenses are one of the hugest things. And people you could bootstrap an event, but then you start to think like, what, it'd be cool if we would have like a party tent. We had a generator, we had a sound system, and we need people to do this and set that up. So you start accumulating a staff that works for you to do some of these things. We just needed vendors, so we started reaching out, letting them know what we do. And because we already had a history of doing 1 and 2 day events, it was like, sure, yeah, we'll get involved, we'll be at the event. And we did the first year, and I don't have a list of like a chronological order of what vendors were the first year and what vendors were the second year, but I can tell you the two main ones that have been there every year is Sound Evolution. They're a custom audio shop.
Yep.
They've been in business for a long time. Before Slingshots even existed, of course. It's amazing to think like how big, like 10 years a Slingshot has existed. But there, some of these companies and businesses that are involved with Slingshots, they've been in business for 20 plus years, 30 years, some of them. But Sound Evolution is one of those companies that grasped on to it, and they certainly have embraced the community. Not just Sling Experience, but other events and everything like that. There's those guys, they're passionate about what they build and what they do, and they have a lot of knowledge and take the time to learn what they're building. So I really like that those guys have been around for all this time. And then the second one that's been around the entire time is House of Sound.
Right.
They've also been involved. And then I've got a continue of other dealers and vendors that have been multiple years, maybe only missed 1 year. There's several like that. There's also a couple of vendors that missed only 2 years. And things happened. I mean, heck, we had COVID in 2020. That was a big deal. So that kept a lot of people away. Just traveling to come. That's another thing. there's just a lot of things that can make a decision if you can come to one event or
Yeah.
not the other.
So since we're talking about vendors, so the vendors should be arriving tomorrow, Mark.
Yeah, so since the event is a 4-day event and it starts
Yep.
on Thursday, we when you're planning an event, you've got to come up with like a good schedule, and you want to pack in like all these things to do. There's rides, there's vendor installs, there's parties, there's meetups, there's competitions, and a lot of these competitions, have evolved from just an idea. We do it in a small scale at the event, and then it catches on and it's used nationwide at everyone's event.
Okay.
And then the I'm sorry where I was going from that.
Yeah. Well, I was just trying to hit on that. The vendors should be arriving today because the
Oh yeah. So
tomorrow is the
I'm kind
first
of
full
going
day.
around the circle there. So yeah, so some of these vendors, are asking for big party tents to show up, to
Yeah.
like set up their venue on like their store under.
Uh-huh.
And today was the day that on Tuesday, I was up at the venue. I left my house about 9 a.m. to head over there. I had some paperwork and a few things I had to handle in the morning, and then I headed over there. It's about an hour and a half from where I live, and I drove over there and just met with the tent company and setting up the party tents, and you got to measure out the parking lot and make sure it fits because you got another vendor that's going to sit right next to them. And then there was just like little fires you have to put out. So today was focused on that alone. I rushed to get back here, and I'm skipping out on our very first party of the event, which is tonight, is Taco Tuesday.
Yeah.
And that's happening right now. A lot of people are already in town. Maybe 10 or 15 people that I have already seen are in town, plus all the local people that are around. The event is kind of happening right now. And so I know Storm and Dana are over there at the Taco Tuesday. It looked like when she was on earlier, she was in her truck. Trying to make a connection, but I think
for everyone watching, vendors do officially open at 1 p.m. Thursday. So 1 p.m. all vendors will be open.
Oh
yeah. So today I'm getting the party tent set up, and Wednesday actually the next step there is most of the vendors are starting to arrive, especially the ones that need a lot more time. Some of the smaller vendors that have like a pop-up tent, and they can pull the stuff out of the back of their car or their truck or whatever they're using. And put up a pop-up tent, set up their table and their display. Those people can set up on Thursday morning and be open by noon, which is like the actual time the event opens on Thursday.
Okay. So I want to change gears here. So having such a large slingshot event, and you're on year number 7, and I know you said you've been doing slingshots events for 20 years. But
not 20, 9. Let's call it 9.
Nine. But doing them for this long and so big. So what is the advice to? What advice would you give? Like, is like the number 1 or 2 things you must include when you're throwing shows, Mark? Because I mean, you're doing a Sling Experience, and it's not a small event. So what is like 1 or 2 things that you can give us some some wisdom or something that something you must have to be able to do a large event like the Sling Experience?
Well, it kind of focuses on, and it was based on from the beginning about riding. I think that's like one of the main things. That's why we bought our slingshots. I think most of us did, at least, to ride it. But some of us fall in that trap where you end up with the slingshot in the shop a lot. I don't know. There's probably some people out there watching and listening who can shake their head to, yep. You start with one modification and that leads to another, and then you end up like, oh my gosh, I'm never even driving this thing. But the rides is like one of the number 1 things we have 8 organized rides, all something a little bit different. Offer something, longer rides, shorter rides, scenic tours, night rides, daytimes, photo op rides, rides where you get to go and see some of the city of Houston, all of that stuff. The rides is probably one of the big key things that I would say is really important about it in an event.
Yeah. Okay.
The other thing, like we kind of touched on earlier, is obviously vendors. They're the ones that
Yes, sir.
make it all possible.
Yeah. A lot of people come to touch those vendors because they're saving their money, knowing that the vendors are going to have new products or products that they would have to wait to get in the mail for weeks or whatever. So that is vendors are very, very, very important.
Get to those vendors sooner than later, because there is a possibility they might sell out of the item you want. So as soon as you touch them, get to the vendors.
Let me go to that link. That's in text.
I'd probably also. Oh, who we got?
Go ahead.
I was just going to add that it's all about the details as well. Being very transparent with people, having a very good, maybe like a timeline or what to expect, but it's all about just the little details, the little stuff that gets looked over. So,
okay,
that would be my best advice.
Yeah, let's get into some stuff that everybody wants to know. So let's talk about Billy. Let's talk about this LED contest, because you earlier you were saying it's going to be a little different. It's going to be a little different this year.
Yeah. So the LED competition this year is on Friday at 8 p.m. right after the first half of the sound competition. But what we're doing this year is a little different because we've never had a back-to-back winner, and I kind of like it that way. So what I did is I got with all the past champions, with Slinga, Nuthouse, Monique, and Sean with El Diablo, and they've all agreed to be judges with myself. And that means none of us will be entering that competition, which opens the door for so many new people to enter and win something. And another great thing about the competition is you're not just competing for one champion trophy. We have so many different ones when it comes to most lights, brightest lights, most unique lighting mod. I mean, there's so many different trophies. I mean, through the whole event, we have over 60 different trophies. So there's so many awards to give out and to win. But yeah, specifically with the LED competition, it's going to be awesome because everyone has a real chance to win. There's not going to be super heavyweight guys like us entering. So that's what I love. And I just love the fact that somebody's going to win based off the choices of their peers, like me, Sling and stuff. And I just think that's super cool. And I'm really excited about it.
Yeah. And Billy, now how does the LED contest go? Is it you got 1 minute to show us the patterns, or how does it go though? How does the contest go for someone who's never been to the Sling Experience LED contest? How does it go?
So it's basically like a light show. You're gonna pull up, you're gonna put on your best light show, and then we have everyone park right there in the front. You keep your lights on, keep going. The judges are gonna walk around, they're gonna count or look how many lights you got, might look at your install, see if any, maybe lights are out, or if anything, kind of your standard stuff. But that's how we do it. We keep everyone right there in the front row by the tent. And yeah, just put on that best light show you can. It's get that crowd hyped. I want that crowd yelling and jumping around. So yeah, bring that best light show.
All right, guys. So Billy just told you, if you go into the Sling Experience with the LED contest, hey, show them what you got.
That's right.
Yeah, hey, I can add to that.
Go ahead.
I can certainly add to that. I know when we had our pre-early show, I appreciate you actually coming in there and kind of giving me a little talk to figure out exactly what the game plan for the pre-questions and stuff like that. But something you said to me in the pre-show was talk about all the things so that way anybody that leaves the end of the show, they know everything they know.
Yep, exactly.
So with what Billy was just saying, I would add on. So part of the lighting competition, I'm not going to sit here and read it word for word right now, but we have an entire website fully dedicated to the entire event. It's a pretty intensive website that has everything. And on the competition page, we have a section that talks about the lighting competition. And, years ago, it was the lights, it was well, the guy with the most strips is going to win, right? But we took a different approach on that. So we actually have multiple categories that you can be a winner at. Much like audio classes and things like that, there's categories in lighting. You know, there is the design technique of a lighting install. There is the brightest, there is the most strips, there's the most unique lighting design. So those are all different things that you're competing for. They're not competing only for one championship. There's actually probably like 6 different lighting championships, all within that same audio competition. So to enter the lighting competition, it's a $40 entry because we know that every slingshot out there, some of them have lights. You know, most of the slingshots have lights, and although it's the same with every slingshot has a speaker system, right? Like, you know, the stock one, mine, I bought it and it had a sound system in it, but I ripped that thing out and put in something aftermarket. Yeah. But with the lighting, you know, like most slingshots don't come with them. Maybe there's like that underglow thing, but so, you know, everybody is going to have lights, but they're not all competition lighting builds, right? So some of the people that want to enter are going to enter in to be in the competition. So that's a $40 entry, similar to what a sound competition is. You know, there's a $50 entry for that, which is pretty standard. Most events are charging that, but the lighting, we just did it a little bit less. And then we're going to call up the contestants that are all in the lighting competition, and they're going to parade through the event space. So we have like our main tent area, and then we're going to have the slingshots parade in and kind of like let everybody see them and let the judges see them while everybody in the parking lot is lit up. And, you know, this is right after the sun is just set on a Friday, and the music, everybody's got their music jamming, and you know, it's just a vibe of a sound system and music and lighting and all the cool tricked out things. People revving and two-stepping their clutch, and you know, it's pretty cool. And it's just like a hype moment. And then the judges will score all of these categories, and we'll have, it's cool this year, all of the past winners. I think we've got every past winner is going to be there except for one. And so we've got Monique, who won the first year. We've got Sean, who won a couple years. Billy won last year. We've got Nuthouse, who won 1 year, and we got the infamous Slinga, who won. And everybody knows Slinga. I think everybody knows all those names because they've got some pretty epic lights. But those guys are not competing in the lighting competition at all. So you know, they're going to be the one judging. So they're pretty well versed people to be judging your lighting. So it's going to be pretty cool.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna back up here. If I can. Trophies, belts, or chains? Trophies, belts, or chains, or is it all three for you guys?
Yeah. So we have trophies for the event overall, and we have belts.
Okay.
You know, those are the two main categories. Last year we came out with a diamond pendant. So that was pretty epic. That was the grand champion of the event. I'm sorry, the best in show was the diamond pendant. But you know, this year we're doing belts and trophies.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you, Mark, let me ask you, Billy and Mark. Hey, so what are your favorite awards? What are your favorite contests? Is it sound, the heavyweight, or the LED? And now we got to get into, in a minute, we're going to get into the clarity contest. But
that's a whole nother category, right?
What is your favorite award over the past 6 years?
The Spirit Award. I like the Spirit Award. Spirit Award's cool.
Yeah, for sure. Which one? What are you talking about, Billy? Like the cruise?
Yeah, like the best crew.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, best crew comes out. Of course, I would say LED because I'm an LED guy, but I'm trying to be different. But yeah, of course, the best crew is awesome. Farthest distance traveled is cool. There's so many different ones, but yeah, some are very unique, and that's what I like.
Yeah.
I've got something a little unorthodox,
What
a
you
little
got?
something. My favorite is something that I brought from some past events that were not slingshot related, from automotive events that I've been involved with, and mine was the push drag race.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. The push drag race is where you line up two slingshots and you push them. We measure out like a 40-foot track, not super far. And just the energy and the fun of that event is, that, and the award to that is pretty awesome.
Yeah. Nice.
The dirtiest slingshot award.
Is that a such thing, Billy?
It is a such thing. It is. Yep.
You know what? The dirtiest slingshot actually got taken off of the competition this year.
Well,
it was one of those ones because we have so many things that we want to give out an award for, we added some cool ones in replacement of the dirtiest slingshot. We added Turn Up Queen and Turn Up King. So Turn Up Queen and Turn Up King, it kind of like plays into what the name sounds like. It's like the person that's having like the most fun out there, during the event.
Yeah.
Getting the crowd hyped. That's what we're gonna be looking for. Turn it up.
We're gonna be watching during the entire event. It starts right now because you can see there's already like a slew of people over at the Taco Tuesday. The people are over there. It starts right then and there. I don't know. Can y'all hear me? Yeah. It starts right then and there. From Tuesday all the way until Sunday. We're watching. I guess I wouldn't say Sunday because we're giving out the award on Saturday. But from the beginning till we get out the award, we're gonna be watching. We're gonna find somebody who's just having a great time, and maybe they're living their own life party in the moment, and it's be awarded to somebody that is a turn up queen and a turn up king.
Okay, nice. Before we move on, something just popped in my head for the LED contest. For my scorecard. I just need to know who was first place. I need one name that was first place. That's who's going.
There will be a grand champion, so we will give you that name.
Okay, yeah, that's the name I need.
We'll get you that for sure.
Okay, so let's move into the clarity contest because this is new. This is new this year. How do you feel about it, Mark?
So I love it because there are no classes. So somebody who may only have 8 smaller speakers, like 5 speakers or 4 speakers, like 4 speakers and a subwoofer could actually enter the competition and be ultra clear. The clarity is what clear, clarity. Those are like kind of the words that you're kind of looking for when you're listening to music. The clarity competition was actually invented at another event, not at Sling Experience, and we heard about it, and we were like, you know what, and people are starting to kind of come around to it, and they had a good time watching that clarity contest and hearing that. At first people were like, that's different. But now that people are seeing it, there's been several events that have started picking it up and having it. So definitely, it's going to be new for us because it's our first year having a clarity competition at Sling Experience. Yeah. But, the way it works is you get 2 rounds. Obviously, like I said, there's no classes. So everybody's competing against everybody. You've got, people with big systems and small systems. And they'll be tied up to each other. And then there will be one winner out of each competition. And then you move up the brackets, just like the audio competition. Right. And so they get 1 round of a cappella music. And sorry, I'm reading off of my phone here.
Right.
And then they're going to play for 1.5 minutes. So 1 minute, 30 seconds, 90 seconds. And then they get, the other person plays the same thing, an acapella for 1 minute and 30. And then the guy that played first, or woman that played first, gets to now play an instrumental song for 1 minute and 30 seconds. And then the contestant next plays their instrumental song. And then the judges will line up in the middle, and they'll step to the left or step to the right. And they will choose their winner. And then the winner from that will move to the next round, and up the bracket. And then the next two slingshots will get to play theirs, and they listen to it, and you start it all the way through, and you go through a bracket, and you end up with a winner.
Okay.
And that is going to be a trophy for that clarity competition.
Clarity contest.
We pride ourselves on having some larger trophies, and we have like some taller ones, then some medium ones, and a smaller one. So it's going to be one of our larger trophies.
Which one is that,
Something
Billy?
like that. I don't know what. I think that one's a that right there is like a grand champion trophy for your lighting, right?
Yep, that's the grand champion for the lighting.
Yeah. So,
even
so
for
yeah,
like
one
even
trophy
for most
for that
lights.
one.
I mean, that's pretty. Which one is this? Yeah, most lights. That's pretty big for most lights.
Yeah. It's pretty big.
For sure.
The vendors, the sponsors pay for those. So DDM Works is this year's lighting sponsor. So when we're talking about those, and then for the clarity competition is House of Sound this year.
Right.
The sponsor paid for that.
Now, Billy, earlier you alluded to say that, like 60 awards trophies, about 60.
Yes.
Okay. So let me ask you, how many damn judges y'all got? That's a lot of contests, man.
A lot.
Yes.
Yeah, we have multiple committees and multiple meetings planning all of these competitions. So Billy's not even involved in some of those meetings.
Okay.
Billy is mostly in the lighting competition judging committee. But like the audio competition, I think there's a team of 14 of us that are involved with the judges for the audio competition across clarity, the 7 classes of the main competition.
Yeah.
And then, we haven't even talked about Slingshot DJ battle judges, and then you've got the show and shine judges.
Exhaust competition. You got, so many.
Yeah, so it's not just like, like 2 judges that are judging all the competition.
Yeah.
We have experts who, been in the slingshot world or in this for enough to know what they're looking at to be the judges. So, a lot of them are past winners. Some of them are just really well versed, experienced slingshot owners that have been around.
Yeah. Since you mentioned it, Mark, let's get into that DJ battle.
Yeah. So Slingshot DJ battle that actually evolved from just several slingshots grouping together at our event. And then we kind of like, I think we coined the name after. We were like, oh man, it was like a club, like a DJ battle, like DJ playing his mixes, and one slingshot played and the next slingshot played, and it kind of went around the circle, and it was a lot of fun. We kind of came up with that name, I think, after the first time it happened, just sporadically at the event. But this year, we're having kind of like 2 rounds of Slingshot DJ battle. Slingshot DJ battle is something that kind of has to be planned and coordinated. So on Thursday, we have kind of like what you would call like open mic night, or pretty much depending on who is there and wants to be on the Slingshot DJ battle. Just reach out to Storm. He's like kind of coordinating that, and he'll kind of go over the parameters of what's needed and expected of him and when to be there. And then we've got a little something special we developed for helping picking out the winners. It's not only like a judge's opinion, there's going to be something kind of cool that's going to happen in the middle of the event while the Slingshot DJ battle is happening. But so Thursday, like I said, is kind of like a open mic night, or like the first round of it. The winner gets invited to the Friday night Slingshot DJ battle. They're going to be in that, because that one is the one where everybody's invited. So
yeah.
we've got contestants in the Slingshot DJ battle from, I think we have every one of them is from a different state. Except for, it could be a second person from the same state, depending on who wins on Thursday.
Right.
So, Slingshot DJ battle is something pretty nice.
Oh yeah, it sounds like that way. See, Mark, where are all these trailers parking at, Mark?
So we have like 5 or 4 different options on our website. If you go to slingexperience.org/FAQ, we've got like 15 or 20 of these common questions, because you know me, man, it's like we've got to make sure we get all the info out. We have that up there all year round, and there's like multiple secured truck and trailer lots. We also have the airport, which has a lot of parking lots where you can go and secure and park your trailer. Then, so those are all listed on the website. If anybody's wanting the name and phone number and the addresses, just go on slingexperience.org/FAQ, go to that trailer and RV parking questions, and you can see the addresses, contact those places, go there, and work with them directly.
Right. Nice. I know that's always a question, man. Where are we gonna park at our trailers and trucks and stuff? So, Mark, if I want to go back, and man, I keep going back, but I don't go back to the host hotels, man. Let me get that name. Let me get that information.
So the host hotel is named Sonesta Essential.
Sonesta.
And it's at 7902 Mosley Road, Houston, Texas.
Okay. That's nice.
Yeah.
Is that a pretty big hotel?
The hotel is small, maybe like 90 rooms, 120 rooms. But the unique thing is there's 3 hotels all side by side, like they share like the same property line.
Yeah.
And then so those other hotels also have about the same amount of rooms. And but one of the unique things is the parking lot is pretty big. A lot of hotels, you have like the hotel in the middle, and then like the parking lot around the back, like around like the perimeter of it.
Yes, sir.
I spend a lot of time looking at maps and researching locations, and I always get on Google Earth and I'm measuring how many square feet of actual parking spaces are, counting parking spaces. And this venue has like a really nice like grass kind of area to the side, and then a huge parking lot with like 350 parking spaces on it. And we looked at some other venues, like our old venue that we were at. The thing about that hotel, it looked bigger on the map, but when you start square footage and counting parking spaces and then accounting for how much space the hotel was actually going to give us to use in that parking lot, you quickly found that like our venue that we're at right now is actually twice as big of venue space that you get to use. And we have the whole hotel, where the old hotel had 600 rooms, but the parking lot was actually only had like 280 parking spaces. And then they were only giving us like 100 parking spaces area of the entire parking lot, because they had hotel guests in those other 600 rooms, and they weren't willing to give us the entire parking lot. So it's a little, trust me, I researched it enough to find out that the hotel that we're at now is the biggest one we could find. And we really didn't want to take it away from the hotel. Because
Mhm.
when I talk to people, their biggest feedback is they like the hotel being right there, and they walk outside. They can go back to their room. They can get something to eat or drink or change their clothes and not be gone from the event for very long. So we had to keep it at a hotel.
Okay, nice. Just trying to hit all the pertinent information I think people would know. Basic stuff that I would want to know. So let's move into the sound competition, guys.
We got 7 classes.
Yes.
7 classes.
So are you guys big fans of side by side or face to face contest?
What we decided was you'll pull up side by side.
Side by side?
Now, yeah, but we actually stagger the slingshots, if that makes sense.
Yep.
There's more room when you're judging this one. You have more room to walk around it. You're not tripping over the slingshot on the side. So we stagger them.
Okay, nice. Is that now? Will all divisions play under a tent, or is it optional? Like
we're open air. We're doing open air.
Okay.
Luckily this year, it's actually not going to be as hot as it could be, and there's right now we don't have rain in the forecast. But I was just looking at the weather earlier today. I think it's like a high of 83. And that's only at the peak of the hottest of the day. In the mornings, wow, it's a lot cooler lately right now. Billy, how cold was it at your house this morning?
Man, it was like, I'm closer to the water, so it was probably like 50, which is chilly for me. So,
yeah. When I'm riding my slingshot at 50 degrees, I'm like,
it's cold. I'm freezing.
It's cold, right? Like it's like that wind chill factor. You feel it for sure. Yeah. I got me a new windbreaker, like this new jacket right here, specifically for riding whenever it's a little bit colder. But yeah, so we're open air. There's no pop-up tent over it, which some people like that. Some people use it to their advantage. Right. Some people adjust their tunes. But yeah, we're open air. So if that's something that someone wants to make some adjustments for, that's how we've always been, or we have been doing it lately.
Okay. And we will have some tents set up on the side for spectators as well. So
yeah, we have 80 chairs under the main tent with tables and chairs for everybody to sit under. Of course, again, that's paid for by couldn't do it without the sponsors, of course. And then you've got we added this year I think 80 feet of pop-up tents along the other side, because a lot of people were trying to always be under the tent, and it got a little crowded. And then we also noticed that other people were crowded on the other side, and they were in the sun. So we've got some tents that we're setting up. So that's gonna be 80 by 20 or 80 by, I guess that's only like 4 10 by 20. So it's like 80 by 10 worth of pop-up tents that they can sit under. Get your chairs, and we may have some special seating, like right up front row and center. That of course we haven't talked about it yet tonight, but the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation is what we are raising money for.
Right.
So Dana's going to walk around with the bucket. If you ever seen her at the events with the bucket, she's taking in the raffle prizes, the donations for the raffle prizes. We might raffle off a couple seats right up front. So there's a lot of fun little things like that we have planned. Right. But overall, I'm saying that they've got some covering for those guests and contestants or spectators.
That's awesome. The spectators will love that. It's a way for them to get away from that sun. So guys
like me that burn in a full moon. Burn, man.
Well, you burn in there a full moon?
I burn in a full moon, baby. I gotta be careful.
Now bring that sunblock. We all need to take care of our skin. So I recommend sunblock.
You need to take your own advice. Has anyone ever seen Mark after a Sling Experience? Oh man.
I know I'm guilty of it. I forget to put the sunblock on, and my skin is just burnt and red. Neck, and my ears. Oh man, my ears always get burned.
add that to the must bring list. I'm sure it's already on there though.
Right, sure.
I wanted to get into the with such a large contest, sound competition, and all the divisions. Sure, you're going to have tons and tons of competitors. So let's talk about the inspection, the inspection of the bikes, the speaker count, and all that stuff. Just because when people see that, I know when I see that as a competitor, I see everybody getting checked out. It just makes me feel like it's a fair shot for me to win. You know, if everybody's getting checked out. So how important is that, and how do you guys do that bike inspection for the sound competition competitors?
Yeah, so on our website we have, of course, the classes listed, and each class has a speaker count. Let's call it as a rule, and that's how they're categorized. You want to make sure that the person that signed up for a category didn't misunderstand the count, and then you also want to just make sure that somebody's not intentionally, doing it as well. So it's both sides, right? They're dental, and then somebody who was just getting in the competition and misunderstanding which class they signed up for.
Right.
Because there's a lot of different audio competitions, right? So a lot of them have similar speaker counts, but some of them are the difference between the name of the class from one show to another. You could actually, be a lightweight in one show, but you're a featherweight in another show. I'm just using that as an example. Maybe that doesn't actually play out, but you kind of get what I'm trying to say with that.
I got you. I totally understand.
What about when it comes to inspections? About an hour before the event, all contestants that are competing on Friday, which is going to be the flyweight, featherweight, and lightweight, they need to roll up about an hour before the audio competition starts, and they're going to be inspected by our crew of audio competition committee.
Okay.
Yep. And so they're going to, look at the speaker counts. They're going to, may even ask you to turn it on and play the music. Make sure that they're not hearing some extra speakers. They may ask you to turn it on and play something for 20 seconds. They may not need to, but if they see something that makes them want to ask that question, you just need to comply and I don't know, applies forever. You just follow their instructions is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. How many ties do you think you're gonna have, Mark?
Ties? Oh, I don't know. I was thinking about ties the other day. I don't know how often ties will happen. I've seen it happen sometimes on some slingshots. They're so close.
Yeah.
And the tie just happens, and it's just like, wow.
Is it going to be the same song?
I hear that again. Like you play a different song, and you get in there and you do it again. There's some of these slingshots have gotten to a caliber of where like they're at peak high performance, and they're all at that same level. So there could be some ties. It all depends on who you get matched up with. And sometimes there's some very equally matched caliber of contestants. So that's going to be cool to see that.
But is that
no buybacks? No buybacks.
No buybacks. So Mark, is that a same song, or is that to break the tie? Is that a same song, or do y'all have a tie breaking playlist?
Yeah, we actually talked about that, and now I had 5 songs that I was going to put on the list, and I was going to post that so everybody can make sure they're downloaded. Because the competition is on Friday. What is this, Tuesday? So I'll post it tonight, what those 5 songs are. And I think that would be the best way to do it. When you have a tie, sometimes the difference between 2 slingshots might be, do you hear parts of that song better on one song, one slingshot versus the other? And that allows you to score it and judge it. And that might be the difference to break that tie. Yeah. And then, even still, there could be another tie, right?
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
some judges, if they can't make a determination, they're going to stay in the middle.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah,
That's a very well possibility. You're right.
Yeah.
And that's usually because it's that close for them. It's these guys have been listening to slingshots for a while now. This isn't like the first year an audio competition on slingshots ever been invented. These guys have been doing it for a while, judging multiple competitions, so they know what to listen for. They watch all the chats and the videos and the live streams from all the events. So they're very well versed in that, and they're listening. And if it's that close, then I guess you got to leave it as a tie, and then you got to eventually come up the winner. Though you got to.
If it's that close, it just means it was a hell of a contest too. A hell of a contest. If it's that
right.
close, I mean, do you want somebody to drag everybody, or do you want it to be tight?
I want a battle.
Right.
I want it to be close. Yeah. I don't want no blowouts. Come on now.
Yeah. That's right. Well, Mark, is there anything I forgot, man? I think I had a list. I had my own list. So, is there anything on the list that I didn't cover that you want to talk about? Because I want to make sure all the information is put out there.
Man, there's so much with this event. Let's see. What did we not talk about? I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll kind of run down the itinerary just basically. How about that?
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Because we kind of like touched some of these items, but some of the things that really people need to plan for are some of the rides. Right. And I know we talked about 8 organized planned rides throughout the event. So we've got Thursday with of course we said today that it's kind of like starting, but on Thursday at noon, the event starts officially. The vendors are going to be setting up, tomorrow, Wednesday, and also Thursday. What do we got here? We're starting off with the vendors being open at 1:00, and they're open all the way until 7:00 that day. And then we have what we call a ride planning and safety tips seminar. So we know a lot of people come from all over the country to Sling Experience, and some people might want to put on their own rides and their own events in their own city, and maybe they haven't done that before, and maybe they only they live in a smaller area where there's not a whole lot of slingshots. So we have a ride planning and safety tips seminar to kind of give them some of the tips and the things that we've learned and done over the years, our spin on it, and it's just kind of like a cool little thing to like learn and sit at. So that's going to be at 1:00, and then right as soon as that's over with, we're going to go right into our mid-afternoon and downtown graffiti photo ride. That's also going to incorporate our Slinging Out Hunger. Miss Nisi has been doing a outreach program that benefits the homeless in the Houston area for I think she's on over 30 years of doing that.
Wow.
And I reached out to her a few years ago, and I was like, man, you do this every month, and I would love to have that as part of the Sling Experience. Because, of course, we raise money for the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation. But I also wanted, I've enjoyed the feeling of what we've done and accomplished when we go out on the Slinging Out Hunger. And I thought it'd be cool to incorporate that into the event. So we've got that on that ride. And then we get back, there's, the welcome party. And then on Thursday, we talked about the clarity competition. That's going to happen at 4:20. And once we have about 2 hours allotted for that competition. And then we've got at 6:30 our Galveston Sunset Cruise. So that's 2 rides on the first day.
Yeah.
And then you got, when we get back from that, we've got the Slingshot Battle warm-ups at the Sonesta Hotel. So everybody kind of comes back. And then that's the one we were talking about earlier where everybody can get a chance to get in. And if you want to get in on that, reach out to Storm Mansell, and he'll let you know how many spots he has and if he can get you in. And of course, that's kind of like the end of the night. And at the end of the night, 11 o'clock, we ask everybody to turn the bass down, not be completely loud. And So that's Thursday.
That's just day one.
I know.
That's just day one.
Moving on to Friday, same thing. Vendors open at 8 a.m. though on Friday, and they go all the way until 7 p.m. We've got our food vendors. We've got another ride during the midday. Then we've got our group spirit parade at 4 o'clock. And then we talked about a minute ago about the inspections for the audio competition at 4:30.
Right.
And then somewhere in between, while the audio inspections are being done, we're going to have an exhaust competition. Exhaust competition is wild and fun. Some of these slingshots have these wild exhaust setups, spitting out fire, flaming popcorn. I've seen some pretty wild things. And then, of course, we have the audio competition starting at 5:30. And this is on Friday. We're doing the flyweight, featherweight, and lightweight to compete. When sunset happens, we're going to have the lighting competition. And then the Friday night slingshot DJ battle. This is the one where the winner from Thursday is invited in, and then the other contestants that are signed up are going to be on there. And then, of course, then we have another night ride. And then that's, everybody kind of comes back to the hotel and kind of goes back and does what they do. And then we ask everybody to turn the bass down again at 11 o'clock at night.
They're not going to do it.
Well, we have officers in the parking lot that might come over and ask you to do it.
Okay.
So, it's one thing to play your music, but what really carries and goes into your room where you're sleeping in the hotel is the bass.
Yeah.
Saturday, we got a full day. Again, starting at 8 o'clock in the morning, vendors are open, food vendors are there. We've got a ride. One of my favorite rides is the Galveston morning ride. So we're going to ride again to Galveston. The one that was a couple days before is the Sunset Cruise, and this one starts at 10 a.m. So you get the night vision or the night lights of Galveston, and you also get the daytime. And then we come back, and then at 2 o'clock is the show and shine. That's where everybody competes, pops their hoods, shines up their slingshots, airs out their air ride, gets their wheels all shined up, and we're having that competition happening. The judging is going to start at 3 and go throughout the competition, and then while they're judging is also when the next round of the audio competition happens, which is the welterweight, middleweight, heavyweight, and super heavyweight on the Saturday competition. And then we're giving away prizes, raffle prizes, having an auction for items to raise money for the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation. And it's a lot going on right there at that time. But then we're going to announce the winner for all these prizes. And then we're going to go on a massive night ride, going through all the kind of key areas of town. And then there's a special after party at Audio Hogs'. They have a venue, actually.
Yeah.
Club.
Yeah.
And so there's that happening, and then there's people coming back to the hotel and partying there. There's several party tents and things going on in the parking lot. And then Sunday, it's kind of like a chill day. Vendors are open. We got audio grunge matches and Sunday fun day, parking lot pimpin', vendors, and then the event wraps up around 3 o'clock, maybe a little bit earlier. But yeah, for sure. That's the timeline right there, man.
Hey, and all that's posted where, Mark?
On our website.
On the website.
Sling Experience.org.
All right, guys. If all the information that Mark just gave you guys, it's going to be on this live stream. But if you want to read it yourself, you go to slingexperience.org and you can read it yourself.
Or
Well,
just go to
Mark
Google.
and Billy, man, I appreciate you guys coming on, man.
Thank you for having us.
Know you guys are going to have a hell of an event, man.
Thank you so much. And everyone, just remember to please pick up your trash and leave it cleaner than what you came to it, you know?
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Yeah. You know,
Please.
today I was out there setting up 35 trash cans around the parking lot with extra, you know, like I think they're like 55-gallon bags, setting up dumpsters, you know, just kind of getting it prepared for everything, you know, along with those tents and the tables and the chairs and all of that. It's a lot of work. I was out there by myself today, but I was getting it kind of like the pre-setup on the event site and getting that done.
Yeah. It's hard work, Mark. It's definitely hard work, man.
Yeah,
It's
Yes,
definitely
sir.
hard work, man. That's one thing no one can ever say about slingshot event, especially a large one like you guys are putting on. That's a lot of work, a lot of coordination, man. And then you have to be prepared for, you know, the things that don't go as were planned. So you always have to have like a kind of backup, or you always have to take a pivot and go left or go right. You know,
right.
so
Yeah.
that's what makes you when you run into a snag, you just gotta figure out a way to get around it.
Right. Yeah, you know, the amount of time and effort that I put in on the back end, along with, you know, the whole crew, you know, I couldn't do it without them. You know, it's like all these little tasks, you know, like little things like, hey, handle this, call this guy. You know, what are we gonna do about this? You know, those legwork hours, you know, I'm sitting here behind my computer for hours, you know, not going to bed until 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning for weeks on end. Because when you're one of the things about planning the event, this number of coordination with vendors, attendees, the amount of people, it takes a lot of time, and you know, a lot of people don't realize what is being done. The first year we did it, it was a breeze because it was like, you know, 5 vendors, and we didn't have a website. There wasn't all this graphic creation, and you know, Instagram and Facebook and social media was there, but it wasn't like now. Like, you know, every vendor, you know, have to get their logos and create. You know, you do the same thing, Davis. You know, you're getting like the logos and putting them up on your graphics and editing your videos. You know what it's like to like coordinate and, you know, send another email and ask for this stuff. And, you know, I think we have like a list of like 30 vendors. You know, just coordinating with each one of them, it takes some time. So, you know, if anybody thinks that, you know, I'm not spending time working on it, go try it for yourself, you know, and you know, you'll start to get a little taste of it for sure.
That man puts in hundreds and hundreds of hours, so much behind the scenes work. I'm the guy that gets an A on the group project. That didn't do definitely as much as Mark. I do my best, but I'm telling you, Mark, it's insane the amount of time and work he puts into this. It's insane.
Right.
You know, you say that, but you know, the things that Storm and Dana and Billy are doing this year, and you know, we've had other team members that, you know, have been part of the planning committee. You know, Godfather, I can't tell you how many meetings with different vendors and site visits and people he went and talked to and did. You know, George, the man hours that he puts into planning these events. You know, all these people, even like the people that aren't even part of the planning committee, you know, are helping and pitching in. You know, we're just, you know, working our butts off, just trying to put on a fun event that's well thought out and organized. And you know, like you said, if something doesn't go like as you're planning it, we have to pivot and make an adjustment. You know, last year the entire event, it was raining. Like it was like 70% chance of rain the entire event. I remember like on Saturday last year, everybody's like, the rain's about to hit. The rain's about to hit, and they all left. And then like it didn't rain at the parking lot, but they got rained on, trying to run and go get under cover because a lot of people slingshots, they don't want them to get rained on and get wet.
Right.
It's
The weather's going to be perfect. It's probably going to be the biggest Sling experience we've ever had, and I'm super excited. And
I'm looking at the weather again right now. It says
teamwork
sunny.
makes the dream work. So
It says sunny and like high of 80, 83.
Yeah.
all 4 days.
That's perfect. That is perfect, man. So, all right, guys.
Actually, now it's saying high of 86 on Thursday. So I was
So
talking to somebody who lives in the Northeast, and they were like, "Oh man, it's gonna be hot down there." And I'm like thinking, 86 ain't hot. In Texas, we get like hundreds degrees weather. That's hot with the humid. Oh man, but
yeah, gotta love it.
Oh yeah.
Hey, something else we haven't talked about. If you want to register for the event, you can go on and purchase your premium parking tickets on the website right now. At midnight tonight, we're going to turn off the availability to pre-sale tickets. You can come to the gate, and it's only $20 per person. I'm sorry, not per person. $20 for the slingshot. But that $20 gets you into the show and shine. Your decal gets the overnight security. We're paying for security in that parking lot. Not just a security guard. It's Harris County Sheriff's Office. We live in the Harris County here in Houston, and I've got a partner with these guys, and they watch the parking lot. And so you get some of these perks by being able to be parked in the premium area. The other thing that you can also get on the website is personal tent space. We're almost sold out. I think there's like 10 spots left for personal tent space. Personal tent space, of course, we provide those tents to get shade under and everything like that. But if you want to have like your own little area where you're sitting and you got your slingshot parked in front of it, those are available on the website right now for only $100. And then VIP, Elite VIP has already been sold out for like a couple months. And I think those sold out like that first week we released the VIP. And then, of course, if you want to pre-register for your audio competition, lighting competition, you can do those right now. And if you do that right now, it includes your premium parking. But the day of the event on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, if you pull up, you pay the $20 at the gate for your slingshot. We're not charging for passengers, and we're not charging for people to walk up. It's just you're basically paying for your slingshot.
Right.
It's not like the per person thing. And so like pre-sale on the website includes the premium parking if you bought your audio competition or the lighting competition. So, but if you don't get your ticket, register for those two classes, those competitions, just bring your $20 cash at the gate.
Nice.
And if anybody's looking for any Sling Experience merch, you can also get that on the website, and we will have some available on site as well.
Yeah, if you buy them on the website, we have like 50 different designs of merch items and different colors with that. And we can't possibly stock, extra small to 5XL of every color, of every design. There's just no way. So anything you order on the website will be printed and mailed to you.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And then the merch that we do have in stock at the event, those are there for sure. And we'll probably sell out. We have a small limited availability of hats and shirts.
Comes with a free autograph from Mark.
Nah, I'm not autographing.
Mark's going to be taking a lot of pictures all week.
Oh,
yes. We're the video content, taking videos, editing, producing all that content is a whole nother job by itself, right?
It is.
You know, it's wild. But hey, before I know you're probably wanting to get off the air here, but if we have more time, can I thank our sponsors?
Yeah, go ahead.
I know we talked about a couple of them earlier, but let me pull it up here. Our official sponsors of Sling Experience 2025, DDM Works, House of Sound, DS18, Sound Evolution, and RCB Custom Mics. Now, those are the sponsors. Those are the ones that have kind of kicked it in like in high gear and really supported the event in a big way. And then beyond that, we still have a ton of other vendors. We've got, and I'm going to repeat some of them because they're a sponsor, but they're also a vendor. DDM Works, Sound Evolution, House of Sound, Recon Custom Mics, AMP Audio Industries, Slingshot Only, Light the Night LEDs, 12-volt Specialist, T-Mobile, X1 Mats, RCJ Auto Detail. If you need your Slingshot cleaned up, there's going to be a guy on site. Galforce Audio, Hot Slings. We've got Heights Lights, Underground Auto Styling, Go Cigars. We've got
Lil Rob's Customs,
Little Rob's Customs.
Slingshot Sound Spot, and Galveston Slingshot Rentals. They're a good one.
That Galveston Slingshot Rentals. Billy owns Galveston Slingshot Rentals. We've got the Gonzalez Law Firm. We've got some great food vendors. We've got Just Smokin' Barbecue, Four Flavors, and Greedy Boys. Man, did we miss any of the vendors, Billy? Are you looking at the graphic?
Joey's Illusion. You got the detail. Yeah, I think we got them all right there. This Go Cigars. ATL
Yeah, we mentioned that
Store.
one.
Yeah, you got them.
Zarati. I'm
Can't
sorry, my
forget
phone.
Zarati.
My phone was adjusting to the the thing here. Man, all the vendors. You just can't. You can't. There's a ton of them. And we had one sign up. There's a guy, and actually I don't know what the name of the company is yet. They haven't actually paid the invoice yet, but they've got something that they just invented for a slingshot. And all I can say is roof. I don't know what I haven't seen it yet. I mean, they just called today to get signed up. I sent them the invoice, so they might be signed up, and they'll be out there as well. They said they're for sure coming. So I didn't want to call them out yet because I don't know. They haven't paid their invoice yet. You got to give the love to the ones that are supporting.
Oh, you do. I definitely support that.
Yes. So thank you to the vendors and sponsors.
And thank you to SUTV for having us.
Appreciate it. I appreciate you guys taking time. And I, you know what? I appreciate you guys getting on the scorecard this year. Appreciate that.
Yes, and we're on the scorecard. And we have another event also on the scorecard as well.
Right.
Later in the year.
I'm sure you'll be back on talking about that event, the showdown.
Oh,
yes.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. We're going to get out of here.
All right. Well,
See you
cool,
later.
man. Thank you for having us on.
No
See ya.
problem.
See ya.
All right, guys, what's going on? If you're still here by now, man, I need you to go ahead and subscribe right now. If you're still here, go ahead and share, comment, and like this live stream, man. Listen, that was a lot of information. Sling Experience is a very, very big event. So there's a lot of information. Go to slingexperience.org and you can see all that information, man. Some of you guys probably didn't catch it as fast as it was going, but this is the place to go get it. Slingexperience.org. All right. Before we get out of here, we're going to go over some of our events, just to keep you guys abreast of what we got going on. All right. So we already had the Big Easy. We already had the ATX Showcase. So up next, we have the Sling Experience. We got the Sling Experience. That is happening now. You just got to watching a live stream with the creators of Sling Experience. So that is happening starting tomorrow, the 9th through the 13th, Houston, Texas. All right. And then we have the 3-wheel kickoff. That's going to be in Atlanta. That's going to be with El Jizzle. That's going to be an awesome show. Listen, anytime you go to Atlanta, it's going to be an awesome show, man. Then we got Washington, D.C. SS Takeover, the 10th anniversary. That's the last show. If everybody knows what this guy has done for the Slingshot community, sound competition, man, you got to be there. Washington, D.C. SS Takeover, 10th anniversary. All right, then we got the Sling Nick. The Sling Nick is coming, man. And listen, we already had these young ladies on here. Hopefully I can get them back on. This is another Texas event, man, and it's going to be off the chain. It's new. It's the name is the opposite of like Freaknik. It's Sling Nick, so it's going to be an awesome, and that's hosted by the Sling Dolls. Then we got Wild Kingdom Sling Cycle Fest. That's in Ohio. That's King Lazy Lay. That's going to be an awesome show too. Guys, make your plans now. Make your plans now to get out to Ohio, man. That's going to be an awesome show. Then we're going back to Atlanta. We have the Sling Fest Atlanta. That's with Sandy D. She's having it in the same location, guys. Wilkerson Mill Park, which is a fantastic location, man. I've been there 3 or 4 years myself. So save that date, man. Sandy D, Sling Fest Atlanta, man. And now we have saved the date for the 9th annual Savannah Strong Memorial Ride, man, which was a phenomenal event, man. John and Wendy Bettis have done so much, to bring awareness to carbon monoxide, man. They've done so much, man. And I tip my hat off to this husband and wife for all the things they have done to bring awareness to help everybody. So the date is July 11th through 13th, 2025, man. So save that date. Then we have the big show. We got the big show. The big show is going down. That's going to Tampa, Florida. That's with RCB Customs, man. Listen, you don't know what RCB going to do, but it's going to be in Tampa. And it's going to be big. He do it big. All right, let's keep going, man. Let's see. We got the KOB. I went to the KOB last year. The KOB was phenomenal. All I can say is bring your water gun. Bring your water gun, good food, and it's in Baton Rouge, aka Pitbull, aka Lucas. KOB. Make sure you get a t-shirt. T-shirt is hot. Then we got the Carolina Queen City SS Classic. Now that's Ralph. That's Power X Generators. Power X Generators, guys. That's Ralph. If you need a lithium battery for your slingshot, go see Ralph. I'm pretty sure at this event, the Carolina Queen City SS Classic, he's going to have his batteries on deck. So if you need your lithium battery to power your slingshot and have no doubts, see Ralph, your boy All-Star. I got two of them. One in the front and one in the back. All right, let's keep going. Save the date, Nashville. Now this event here is double points. Ladies and gentlemen, it was double points last year, and we had a double points lottery, and Mama Duck and Tron Shot won the lottery 2 years in a row, double points. It's in Nashville, guys, August 7th through the 10th, man. Mama Duck and Tron Shot, man. That's going to be an awesome event. If you've never been to that event, you should definitely go check it out. All right, Memphis Madness MM4. Listen, they're going to Mississippi. Big Rod, the Mid-South Slingshot Club, man. Listen, this is a huge event, man. Listen, Mid-South going to bring you down. They're going to show you what it is. Teamwork, unity, all that in the same cup. So you got, listen, all these events is phenomenal, man. Every event on the SUTV scorecard is phenomenal, man. In its own way, it's they have created something that you need to be a part of. So y'all make sure y'all save this date too. Memphis Madness 4, Mississippi, Mid-South Slingshot Club. Now, The Beham and Mayhem. That's Alabama. That's an Alabama event. That's with Mr. K1 and Sapphire. They're going to be in Birmingham, man. It's going to be a good event. It's going to be the first event, first time on the scorecard. That's going to be a crazy event. So you guys save this date too, and make sure you're there. Make sure you're there. Competitions, food, all the above will be happening at this event. I know Sapphire and I know Mr. K1, and they support SUTV from the top to the bottom. So you know I'm gonna be in the building. All right, let's keep going. All right, so Magic City Slingers 3-wheel encounter. This is September 5th and 6th, man. That's with Big O and the Magic City Slingers, man. That's going to be a crazy event too, man. Alabama's going to be doing it this year. Birmingham, Alabama, man. Now, Big O, you know, I'm going to have to pull up on him and we're going to have to play against each other. That's my boy, Big O. But you got to save this date too. 20, what is that? 32nd Street, 23rd Street, Birmingham, Alabama, man. Listen, save the date, September 5th and 6th, man. 3-wheel encounter, man. If you need to reach out to Big O, look on Facebook. It's Orlando Miller. Tell me your boy All-Star said it. All right, then we got the Space City Jam. Listen, man. That's double points right there, man. That's double points. Listen, I can't even tell you how important the double points is, man. The double points is where you get it. Listen, if you want to get one of these belts that me and Queen gonna give out, featherweight of the year, lightweight of the year, LED of the year, whatever it is of the year. This is not like saying that you won one event. This is saying you're the best of the best of the year. And this Space City Sling Jam, they're giving out double points, guys. They're giving out double points, man. You got to be there, man. You got to be there. I can't make this stuff up, man. All right, now we got the Queens of Sound. We got the Queens of Sound. We're going to Louisiana. This is Maniac. Maniac is a very, very well-known name in the slingshot competition, man. If you've never seen her in a contest, you've never seen her dance, you know when she gonna win, you know her bike is phenomenal. She's hosting her own show, and it's on the scorecard. Queens of Sound. That's going to be in Louisiana. Save that date. Save that date. All right, and then we have the Dallas Massive Meetup. That's with SS22. I gotta get a flyer for this. Another awesome event, another Texas event. This is Dallas, Texas. That's with Monique Hill, and she's the president of SS22. It's going to be a crazy event in Dallas, Texas. Dallas Massive Meetup. And guys, I will try to get a flyer and when I go live next week, I'll try to get a flyer and have a flyer in here, man, because I know how important it is to see the flyer and be able to go back and relate and get pertinent information off the flyer. Let's keep going. Then we have, once again, this is Mark. Mark was just on with the Sling Experience. He has second slingshot. I gotta get a flyer from him. It's the Slingshot Showdown. It's in Galveston, Texas in November, man. So this is his second event. So once you finish going to the Sling Experience, you can go to the Slingshot Showdown, Galveston, Texas. All right, check that out. And then we have the Shop Wars. This is going to be different, guys. This is the Shop Wars. This is them shops competing against each other, man, trying to figure out who is the best shop. It's going to be in Louisiana. That's Pitbull. That's AKA Lucas behind this. Shop Wars. I love the way the flyer looks, man. Let's see what shop comes up on top. And we're back to the beginning. All right, guys. So listen, I'm going to get out of here, man. It's been a long night, man. I got to go to work tomorrow. So if you still on here, and I see the number. If you're still on here, I need you to hit that like and subscribe button. Leave me a comment, man. I'm out of here.
Listen, I thank you guys for taking time, man, to get on Straight Up TV, man. I am your Slingshot platform, man, for YouTube. Anytime you feel like you want to come by, man, if you have a conversation, man, if you have something to say for the betterment of the Slingshot community, man, please contact me and come on the show, man. So let's close out. Let's close out with everybody, you know what I'm saying? Give me your